Shocking message. Elon Musk will destroy Putin. It's been over 8 months since Russian President Vladimir Putin dispatched troops and tanks into Ukraine, and a lot has changed. Ukraine has shown to be a lot more capable military power than almost anyone imagined. The discussion has shifted from how long Ukraine can hold out to how much land it can retake, and when and how the war will conclude. Despite Russia's recent failures on the battlefield, Fiona Hill believes Putin is unfazed. She watches him adapting to new circumstances and not giving up. And she sees him attempting to persuade the West to accept his goals by employing messengers such as entrepreneur Elon Musk to promote solutions that will end the fight on his terms. Elon Musk has recently intervened in this conflict, attempting to foster discussion of peace settlements. What do you think of the part he's playing? Since their arrival in Ukraine last spring, Elon Musk's SpaceX's Starlink satellite internet terminals have been a vital source of communication for Ukraine's military, allowing it to fight and stay connected even as cellular phone and internet networks have been destroyed in the country's war with Russia. Russia's delegation to the United Nations General Assembly issued an unusual statement denouncing the United States for allowing commercial satellites to fill Earth's orbit, claiming that they could become a legitimate target if employed against Russia in the future. While the message does not specifically mention SpaceX's Starlink satellite system, it is almost probably the intended target. It's evident that Starlink has become a major part of Ukraine's command, control, and communication infrastructure in some areas. Shashank Joshi of The Economist tweeted, "It's not the first time Russia has issued a veiled threat to its rivals. It's not even the first time it's sounded the alarm about activity in our planet's orbit." The hypocrisy of the outburst, though, was not missed by commentators. Curiously, this missive omits Russia's recent deployment of a missile to destroy an aging satellite, showering debris into orbits flown by space stations. Ars Technica's Eric Berger responded to the statement with a tweet, referring to Russia's anti-satellite missile launch last year. And nevertheless, Russia is very apparently angry since SpaceX has been using Starlink to offer internet to Ukrainians during the ongoing assault. In the statement, Konstantin Vorontsov, a member of Russia's foreign ministry and the head of the country's UN Office for Disarmament Affairs delegation, argued that the delegation would like to highlight an extremely dangerous trend that goes beyond the harmless use of outer space technologies and has become apparent during the events in Ukraine. Vorontsov further accused the United States and its allies of using commercial space infrastructure for military reasons, claiming that it appears that our colleagues do not recognize that such acts, in fact, represent indirect involvement in war battles. As a result, quasi-civil infrastructure could become a lawful target for reprisal. And in view of the previously announced anti-satellite missile launch, it may not be a frivolous threat. Last November's violent event, which saw one of the country's own satellites blown up into countless pieces, drew harsh condemnation from the international community, with the U.S. Space Command announcing at the time that a resulting debris cloud forced astronauts on board the International Space Station to seek refuge in their escape vehicles. An insider recently reported that the Starlink satellite system is assisting an elite Ukrainian drone team in destroying Russian armaments. The method assures that drone crews can work even if there is no internet or power. However, Musk urged Starlink users in Ukraine to utilize the system only when necessary, as they could be targeted in the ongoing conflict. According to Musk, taking out the satellites would be difficult. "It's not easy to knock out Starlink since there are 2,000 satellites," he stated. He went on to say, "This implies a large number of anti-satellite missiles. I hope we don't have to test this, but I believe we can launch satellites faster than they can launch anti-satellite missiles." Musk stated in his interview with Dofner that Russia's President Vladimir Putin must be stopped. "I believe the American government has done more than most people realize. However, it has not been widely publicized," he stated. He went on to say, "But it is vital to do something serious," adding, "We cannot allow Putin to take over Ukraine. This is insane. Russia has the capability of completely destroying the United States and Europe with nuclear missiles in less than 30 minutes, and vice versa." Surprisingly, many individuals are unaware of this. Of course, using them would be insane, but being in this circumstance at all is insane. Elon Musk has responded to an apparent threat made by the president of the Russian space agency Roscosmos, also remarking to followers that if I die under unexplained circumstances, it's been lovely knowing ya. The billionaire's relationship with Dmitry Rogozin, the president of Roscosmos, has strained slightly as a result of Russia's invasion of Ukraine and Musk's decision to transfer Starlink satellites to aid the country. In March, Musk challenged the Russian president to single combat with Ukraine as the stakes, to which the increasingly unpredictable Rogozin answered by referencing A.S. Pushkin's fairy tale, The Tale of the Pope and His Worker Balda. According to local Russian media estimates, destroying the Starlink satellite network will necessitate a vast number of missiles with a target engagement range of at least 500 kilometers. The Starlink satellites ensure high efficiency of cooperation between the Ukrainian armed forces and the NATO command, hence assisting military operations. According to the article, which claims to be based on military experts' estimates, with over 3,000 SpaceX satellites now in orbit, at least 4,000 missiles would be necessary to destroy the satellite network. However, because some of the satellites are orbiting at a height of 600 kilometers above the missile's reach, the network may still be able to function, albeit in a limited capacity. Elon Musk warned on October 15 that Russia was attempting to destroy Starlink satellite services in Ukraine. Regardless of the resources put into its security, the system could fail. Starlink is the only comms communications system still running at the waterfront. Others are all dead. Russia is deliberately attempting to destroy Starlink. To protect itself, SpaceX has allocated vast resources to defense. Nonetheless, Starlink may perish, Musk remarked in a tweet. Starlink is a next-generation satellite network planned to provide global broadband internet access. The project was launched in February 2018 by SpaceX. Musk said in September that the Starlink satellite internet provider is now available on every continent. According to a September SpaceX report, the business has contributed more than $120 million in Starlink services to Ukraine this year, and it predicts that doing so in the future might cost up to $400 million. This could be why the company has recently asked the U.S. Pentagon to take the lead and pay for Ukraine's satellite help. Mikhailo Fedorov, Ukraine's Minister of Digital Transformation, asked Musk on February 26 to deploy Starlink stations and satellite internet to his country, just after Russia launched an invasion and knocked out Kyiv's communication network. Soon after, Musk announced that the Starlink service was operational in Ukraine and promised to send additional terminals there. Musk's satellite terminals above Ukraine, on the other hand, Russia, without a doubt, lacks both the resources and it may consider degrading Starlink satellites with EW or its Perseverant laser weapon, but that would be absurd. Satellite communication is convenient and inexpensive, but it is not the only means to communicate. There are other alternatives, such as troposcatter, microwave, HF, and so on. Attacking satellites is also a game that others can play. In the aftermath of a Russian invasion, SpaceX's satellite network has sparked a lot of interest and attention. According to Eurasian Times, Chinese military observers are increasingly concerned that SpaceX's Starlink satellite network may enhance the U.S. military's space domination. Musk's media encounters in which he said that taking out the satellites would be difficult. It's not easy to knock out Starlink since there are 2,000 satellites, he stated. That means a lot of anti-satellite missiles, he added. I hope we don't have to test this, but I believe we can launch satellites faster than they can launch anti-satellite missiles. Do you think Elon Musk could destroy Putin? Write yes or no in the comment section below. If you want to keep updated on the latest news, don't forget to subscribe with notifications turned on. Click the video on the screen now to watch another fascinating video.